What is going on, everybody? We are back. It has been like, I don't even know, maybe like 18 days since I last put out a video. Maybe a little bit more. I really have no idea. There's some good reasons. I went on vacation with the family, and then since I got back, it has just been a series of unfortunate events every single way I turn. I almost crashed our $750 motorcycle. What had happened, I hit a pothole, and it completely destroyed the rim. That was bad. Almost crashed, but I made it. Then after that, it's just been go, go, go. Things have been crazy. The garage was a mess. The red Camaro is off the road. I'll say that. Check out this next clip of what I had to do with that. It's all for a good reason, and there's a bigger picture to everything. It just might not look like it now. It kind of makes no sense because we just put that motor in probably 3 months ago. I did have fun with that car, but if somebody needs a motor, and I'm going to be changing that out anyways for an LS, now is the time to sell it because somebody actually needs it. I'd rather it go to a nice, good home than just sit around. The good news is we are going to be hopping back on this truck because I need to get this thing up and running. I want to hit the track with it. Last thing we did, new tires on the front. And I also have new tires on the back. These factory truck injectors, not gonna cut it. The fuel pump I have on this truck, also not gonna cut it. But anyways, in order to support the power that we're gonna have, we're gonna need some upgrades on this truck. And then what I'm about to do, it might make some people angry, but it also might make some people happy. I've decided we're gonna tear apart our freshly built S10. The fuel system on this truck is exactly what I need for the 84. The transmission with the trans brake, we're gonna need that for the 84. This truck has Caltracs, which fit the 84. I'm gonna need the 6-liter, the Terminator X, and the shifter out of this because we have something else going on. For me to add a trans brake to this transmission, that's gonna be some time. That's gonna be a lot of money. The fuel system, again, that's gonna be some good money right there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really like that generation of S10. I don't like the body style. I love the square bodies. That's my favorite. So I didn't really get the truck because I liked the way it looked. I got it because it seemed like a pretty fair trade. It seemed pretty close to even. So I wanted to take all the stuff that was just kind of thrown off to the side, sift through it, figure out what I need to do, and get this truck up and running and on the road. And I did that. And to me, that was like the perfect little challenge, and I feel accomplished. That truck did everything I wanted to. It does great burnouts. It's fast. It's quick. It sounds violent with those Black Widow mufflers with the 3-inch exhaust. But it is time for me to move on because I already have an S10. It's part of the reason why I wanted that truck was because it had so many parts that fit this thing. Just got to pull off this grill. Then we can take the radiator support apart. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I think the black grill belongs on this truck anyways. That's what I like better. Managed to get coolant everywhere. Other than that, it went pretty smooth. We got the 6-liter pulled out with the transmission. Here she is, all ready to go for the most part. And this thing is gonna be out of here, I'm hoping in a week or so. I just don't wanna have too much in the driveway because space gets kind of limited when I have, 4 vehicles that don't run. And then we are gonna jump right back on this thing. The fuel system is what we're gonna probably start with first. We have the new fuel cell. There's the pump and everything. We're gonna run our fuel lines up, figure all that out. We do have to run our transmission cooler. I'll have to build a bracket for that, figure out a spot for our catch can and everything, fuel pressure regulator. We'll be chipping away at some stuff. Also, somebody gave me a Power Master starter for a beautiful LS engine. So thank you. You know who you are that gave that to me. I really appreciate that. I'm probably gonna go in this truck and I can take that starter, use it for the square body. It's getting hot out and it's finally track weather. I really just need to hone in and get this thing back on the road. If you guys were with me for the winter, you guys saw that we took a 6-liter LS, checked the whole motor out, gapped the rings, reinstalled it back in the truck, drove it down the road, and then we brought it back in because we're gonna do our turbo setup. We are running a pretty decent sized eBay turbo. The hot side's done, that's the good part. All that's left, for the most part, is the intercooler, transmission swap, because we're gonna go with the transmission that's over here. That was actually out of the 94 S10. So we're gonna swap that out because we need that trans brake. We need to swap the fuel system in, have the drive shaft recut because something had happened. I don't know, I dropped it off and something went wrong. It's about 1 inch too long. So I don't know if it was my measurement, their measurement. Either way, it's gotta get fixed. So I have to drop that back off. And then I did order some flex lines for the rear. We're running a Ford 9-inch. It does run Ford Explorer rear disc brakes. They're just basically from an 8.8 and they bolt right onto a Ford 9-inch. So we need to run the brake lines for that. But baby steps, and I want to do the big stuff first. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop under here, I'm going to get another measurement, make sure that our drive shaft is going to work this time. Finally got my transmission jack back from my buddy. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, I do apologize. Sometimes we get a little caught up because we do have many projects around here. But it's time to go back to the people's favorite. This is the reason that most people subscribe. Most people love this truck right here. I love this truck right here. Before I get started, I just want to mention, guys, I did come out with some hats. If you guys are interested in one of those, maybe drop a comment or check out the Facebook page. I did start making some shirts. I'm still trying to figure out the placement of them, but this is exactly what they look like. And I have something even better. This was a surprise that was made for me, and I am absolutely stunned right now. Check this out. This is my logo. This is CNC plasma cut by American Metals right in Cranston. It is also powder coated by Ace Powder Coat. They are also in Rhode Island. And guys, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Before we get too crazy, I'm gonna have to take this shifter out. Just want to be careful not to damage anything. Nice. Just a little clip you'd see for like a brake line. All right, so that's that. We're gonna have to put it. Alright, so we can get it that now. Probably should have brought some pliers. Needle nose pliers coming right up. There, right. Guys, I hope you are excited that we're hopping back on this because I am thrilled to be back working on this truck. It just takes some time. It takes some time because we have a lot of projects going on. And also, I buy and sell a lot. I don't really make a lot of videos with that, but I do buy and sell quite a bit. That's how I pay for the majority of this stuff. Facebook Marketplace flips and stuff like that. I've learned how to talk to people, and I'm really good with deals, and I don't know, it just kind of works. So I do a lot of that. Perfect. That's going to be all disconnected. And this right here is actually going to stay because that's for our line lock. A little bit, make it easier on ourselves. The TCI Outlaw shifter that was in the other S10 is going to be going into this truck. We have two different style valve bodies. Obviously one is a trans brake, one doesn't. But this is a forward manual valve body, meaning first gear is here, second gear followed by third gear. The other transmission, the valve body is different. It's going to be just like this, first gear, second gear, third gear. It's easier to pull back and it's a lot more consistent. So that's going to be a bonus for us anyways. The main goal with this truck is to go to the Test and Tunes, get this thing set up, have someone tune it, dial it in, and then if we can enter, I don't know what class this truck's going to fit in. This is my first time doing a lot of this stuff, so if you guys have some previous experience and you guys know some class rules, maybe a street class, something like that, something where this truck will fit in, maybe drop a comment below just to give me a little bit of direction, because at the moment, I don't have any. I'm doing all of this for the first time. The only thing that I really know a little bit about is that NHRA rulebook, and that's it. Any tips would be greatly appreciated, guys. There we go. Hurst quarter stick delete. Before we go ahead and get messy, I want to see how this thing's going to look. It should. Oh yeah, that might even fit on the original holes that I drilled. Oh, yep, the rears are going to fit perfectly, and I almost guarantee that front one's going to fit too. If not, one hole to drill is really not a big deal. Oh yeah, that is nice. This thing is solid. I love the way this shifter looks. It's nice that it has the cover on it. It just makes it look clean and neat how it should. But nobody ever buys the cover. This cover is probably $100. A lot of us are working on a budget and won't do that. All right, guys, it's time to get under there. Things are gonna get a little messy. We're gonna disconnect those trans lines. Fluid's gonna leak. I'm gonna get all nice and sweaty and full of transmission fluid. I want this thing to be back on the road, and I wanna be doing turbo burnouts and wild stuff for you guys. So we gotta get under there. Let's get this job done. Did this LS swap too. We don't have the right flywheel installed anyways, so it's a good thing that we're doing this. I mean, it's not exactly right. Basically what I did was I notched the flywheel because I didn't have the right one. That's part of the reason why we're doing the transmission swap anyways, because I wanted to make sure, you know, this motor was good, everything was all up and running and happy before I went and did all this craziness. Many people have notched the flywheels, and yeah, that's fine if you're just doing like some street cruising and stuff like that. But if you're gonna try to spin some high RPM, I would not recommend notching it. And at a certain level, you gotta have an SFI approved flywheel anyways. So it's gonna be good to get this thing out of here. We're gonna put the right flywheel on. But I'm gonna cut you a time lapse because you guys don't want to see this. That sucked about this drive shaft, I had to have it made twice. I don't know what happened. It was either my mistake, their mistake. Either way, it fits. Everything's locked in. The fuel pump we're going to be running is a Magna 525 fuel pump. I believe it can handle about 800 to 1,000 horsepower. To control our boost, we're going to be running an onboard air system. With this upgraded fuel system we're going to be running with those fuel injectors, this truck is going to be making some power. Especially since we're going to be using an onboard air system, that's going to change the dynamic of the truck. We never even experienced it with a turbo anyways, but this is going to make it nice. Now it is super hot, it's 95 degrees. Outside, in here is even worse. I want to have this thing running by 4th of July if I can, so we can do some burnouts and have some fun. As usual guys, thank you for watching the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Before you guys leave, if you wouldn't mind, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can see when I post a video. Share the video, like the video, drop a comment if you feel like it. All of that is greatly appreciated because your subscription and your support is what keeps this channel going. So thank you guys. We'll see you later.